Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if the music isn't good enough, we got just what you're looking for. We've got a StarCraft Finals.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for that, but it's actually 10 o'clock for me, so that is the given start time. So my bad.
Oh, you're fine.
But I'm ready to get into this, man. This is gonna be. Oh, I really wanted to say like this was gonna be F word sick, but I don't know how important that is here. I try to regulate my language as best I can, but sometimes the excitement gets to me, man, and I can't
Hey,
contain myself.
I'm super excited here. You can see how jittery I am. I really want to watch this game go.
Okay, man. First game between Devious, metaDucks, and ESR is going to be Psyark versus Sakya. Two of my main boys. Okay, maybe not Sakya, but Psyark.
Oh,
I really like this.
just left.
So, what?
Oh,
Where did he go?
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay, there we are.
I don't know. Everyone just kind of disappeared here for a second. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. It's all StarCraft time.
Yeah, man. Okay, but so Psyark's super cool guy. Has a very interesting approach to TVZ specifically. He really likes Hellion Cyclone openings, and then from there he takes it to the next level and just goes straight up into mech. But now we'll see how he does now, because Sakya, like, he typically follows the style that we see a lot of Chinese Zergs do, which is basically just hyper aggression. Don't go up to any high drone counts, usually stick around 25, 30, and then from there just continuously churn out units. So it's going to be interesting to see how Psyark plays this outright, because in his last encounter with Crimson, he actually ended up getting crushed on Paladino Terminal. So I hope he can deliver today, but we'll see in what form Sakya is, because he's never really had any impressive results within the Chinese domestically did GPL. So to me, just looking at the matchup blindly, I would say that this favors Psyark generally.
Yeah, I mean, Psyark is kind of the player I like to go for. He's a very strong Terran player, and like you said, he does like that aggressive opener with the Hellion Cyclone, and he can easily macro off the back of it, so he's not a one-trick pony overall. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what Sakya can pull out, mainly because I don't know much about the Chinese players. A lot of them, the only ones I really know about are the ones who make WCS consistently. But yeah, if Sakya's as good as you say, I want to see it. I love the aggressive Zerg in the TVZs just because it really forces the Terran to dig down deep if he wants to win it. And sometimes, even if you dig down to the very bottom level, you still can't get enough to defeat the Zerg. But yeah, we're just waiting on one of the players right now, guys. So bear with us for a second.
But yeah, we do have a bunch of Chinese players here, right? So I can talk about those a little bit. It's really cool, especially we had Punk and Silky. No, wait, I mean, I'm not 100% on Punk, but Silky is going to be playing today. If it does go to game number 6, he's going to face up against Azure there on Newkirk Precinct for a Zerg versus Terran. But there's one thing about these Chinese players, right? Because I mean, I've told this story a couple of times already, but if any of you guys are new showing up here now here on the SSAC, it's that stylistically the Chinese players, they do practice on the Korean server a lot, but they cannot connect without a VPN, which gives them a disadvantage of 250, 300 ping. So especially the Zergs develop these styles that rely heavily on roaches. This isn't Heart of the Swarm, simply because you can't do anything with Lings and Banes with ping that high. And this made they approached the game very interesting in a very interesting fashion, where, like I said, you'd go up to sort of these odd drone counts. At the time, it would be like 40, 45, and then from there just churn out roaches, like mass roaches. Especially in Chinese EVZ, this would definitely come to dominate. That would be the favored approach. But in Zerg vs Terra now, that things have changed a little bit now. I know that for some of these players, ping isn't as much of an issue. And we have seen the adoption of more common styles, typically copying many of the top Koreans, sort of emulating what they do. So it's become a little bit more standardized, but you still see a glimpse of the past where they just go balls to the wall and don't give a damn, and they just go back to the roots, do their own thing. And that's when things get really interesting. So I'm hoping we're going to see something out of that because we have two Chinese Zugs in today, Saki and Silky, who might potentially, or rather potentially two Chinese Zugs because Silky might not even be playing depending on how this goes. But yeah, so those are going to be for me just two players to sort of keep an eye on. Because having worked with the Chinese scene for a long time, I'm really happy to see that they get more space to sort of play in more international leagues.
Yeah,
That,
like when StarCraft goes international, it's always a good thing for everybody just because the level of play just gets that much more powerful, especially with the Chinese scene. You have so much untapped potential in there. Um, you know, the the Chinese scene I feel like loves strategy games as a whole just because Warcraft I believe is still actually a pretty decent sized game in there.
oh
So
yeah,
so I mean they really do have the commitment in order to take their game to the next level, as we can see, because we do see a lot of Chinese players playing in international cups and a lot of other cups online, like Leifeng Cup, GPL, like you said, and we just see so many good things. But one update here, guys. We're just still waiting on Sakia to appear. We apologize for the delay. Obviously, we want to get this finals in order as soon as possible. But
yeah. No, but yeah, you're really right there. Like, there's so many like the player base in China is quite big in terms of StarCraft 2 and Warcraft and stuff like that. And I mean, we already had sort of fundamental base built there with the rise of players such as Jim, Max Ed, who revolutionized their respective matchup. Protoss, both of those guys, and then Isis Onu also brought to the table back at WCS 2013 a really good run there in WCS NA. Tudming as well, to a certain extent. He's sort of been up and down a lot domestically. Internationally, he made like one or two appearances, I believe. But it's still there's I think if you nurture it correctly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of these Chinese players rise to the top. But it's all about how they approach the game, and of course, like, if they put in the time, because StarCraft you need to grind out. Like it's I
yeah,
guess the only player in the world that I can sort of think of who wouldn't really need to do that is probably Stefano.
Stefano's just good no matter what.
Yeah, man, it's like he takes a break, goes like studying to become a doctor for 2 years, comes back and just qualifies for WSG. You know, like
Yeah, then he gets bored. He goes for his doctorate in advanced nuclear physics with bionics and other insert smart words here, and then comes back and he absolutely dominates once again. He's pretty good overall. But
yeah, no, for sure. Just like one of these naturally talented players, you know.
and okay, it looks like a few players are starting to trickle in here. I don't know if they're the proper individuals. Again, we apologize for the delay, guys. We
Yeah, it's
know,
not really, man.
yeah, we
We can
know.
build up the hype, dude. We can sort of work out the storylines here.
Okay,
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I think is worth a mention here is that the fact that we have two Japanese players in the SOTL right now. Two Japanese players. The only two Japanese players that are relevant in StarCraft 2.
oh
Vice
man,
Ravana and Sayak, man. These guys, they are the two dominating players in Japan. I've barely heard of any Japanese players in StarCraft, right? And these two are always the ones that end up playing each other in all of these domestic tournaments and back at home and stuff. So they have a rivalry going on, and now they're playing together on the same team. But isn't it so cool that we actually have two very talented Japanese players when like the only thing that they have over there is like fighting games and stuff like Smash, Street Fighter.
right, yeah.
So
I'm
right?
Yeah, if you take a look at the Japanese scene, they really do like those fighting games. Strategy games aren't as popular. They prefer both the fighting games and the little mobile games because you absolutely see those mobile game advertisements everywhere. I used to live in Japan for a very long time, so you could not get away from those kind of things. They're always on their cell phones, trying out the latest thing, all these different things. But to see these guys take the hit and go into a less popular scene in Japan and go for that SE2 hype is amazing because they have absolutely made a name for themselves in the Southeast Asia Asian server. I would not be surprised if they share their builds, they share everything, saying we are against the world, and that's the way we like it.
I just wish that they had more platforms to play, to just sort of get out there, because it's just I love this. The same, I sort of feel the same way with the Chinese players, that if you just give them the exposure, and give them the right support, they could definitely go places. Like that would be so cool. I would love to see Psyark, more of the Chinese players, Vajravana, playing like WCS. Like that for me would be a dream, to see them on a big stage like that. That for me would be that is sick as hell.
Yeah.
But we're getting ready, man. Like it's gonna be we're gonna be getting started shortly, ladies and gentlemen, with the first game, Saki versus Psyark on
Oh, yep, they were on the wrong
Sim
server.
Station.
Yep.
The classic.
We found him. It's pretty much fun.
Set us like a missing poster, like call this number, reward.
Yep. Where's Waldo? Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, but we should be getting them over here, as we're just kind of talking with the players that are in the chat right now, seeing how everyone feels, and getting ready to start. Start. I love the start. Start is just the best word in the English vocabulary when you're waiting for someone.
Yeah, man. It's. I'm just bantering with Psyark. It's
Yes,
he's always he's such a fun guy, man. Like I met him in WSG, like in Changzhou in China. He's just like such a chill guy. We went out for food. If there's anything that I really love about the StarCraft community, is that you meet so many different people from all over the world.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. Like even just in the casting sphere, you meet so many really cool people from all over. Like met Tenshi, he's an awesome dude, really awesome dude. You should check out his stream a lot because it's really
Thanks, man.
it's really funny. You meet people like Blood, like Scare, who are the hardest working people in the world. If you ever mess with them, I wish Lord have mercy on your soul. But oops, looks like something has happened. Uh-oh.
No, okay, so yeah, Blood Race just gonna BRB here for a second.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're set up on our side of things. Like we're just waiting for everyone to show up, and then it's all gonna be good, right?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
How much money is on the line? It's like $250 in total between these two spots. So like first place claims 150, second gets 100. So it's the money. But the big thing here, I would say in the SOTL, is of course the title of champion in the first season, because this is the very first season.
Yeah, it's kind of the build up, A lot of people learn about it through here, and then next season we get a bigger prize pool, more sponsors, and oh boy. But yeah, overall it's very good to get this first season exposure for this team. And you got to give a shout out to Angel and everyone else who does so much good work for this organization. I got to say thank you to SSAC Chiot, Joe Cooler, who makes these amazing overlays, and yeah, Blood and Scare, who do who've done some admin work for them, showed them the ropes, and of course all the lovely casters. Too many to name.
I mean, if there's anything that I've learned working with the SOTL and the Southeast Asian scene, because this was my first step in, I've casted a couple of times for them now. It's that everyone work really hard and everyone care very deeply for what they're doing and the scene. So that, if anything, like it's all like a passion project, because realistically, I mean, it's hard to get money in all of these businesses and all of these ventures. So the fact that we have something like this being operated so smoothly and with such dedication, I think that's really impressive. And I think it really sort of serves as to sort of lay down the foundation for what we can come to expect in any upcoming seasons. So I hope that I'll be able to be back to further work with the SSAC and the Southeast Asian community, because everyone has received me very well. So I already feel quite at home with all of these people.
Welcome to the team.
So
I mean,
it's not too bad, man.
Yeah, it's always fun to get into these kind of organizations. But who is? I'm missing some people here. There she is.
All right, yeah. Still waiting for Sakia, guys. Hopefully we're not gonna have like a walkover, because like I said, I really wanted to see
I want to see
Sayark play.
Yeah, Sayark's always fun to watch. It'd be a shame if we don't get to watch him.
Yeah, because I mean, there's the chances to see this guy play so few and far in between. So you sort of really have to treasure it, when you get the chance.
Yeah, especially in this region, there's not too many big time tournaments for these guys. There's
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple starting to start up, like the ANZ Cup. They did Winter Cups. I want to say like 2 Decembers ago, I believe, or last October. But yeah, past that, there hasn't been too much here other than OSC. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we really sort of want to use this opportunity as much as we can. Now, like, the next series, of course, is going to be Dark Knight versus Vajravana, and Vajravana did take down Hut in their previous encounter there in the semi-finals. However, I really want to say that Hut, like, he was looking on form today. Like, his game versus Kaiser was actually so sick. So, I mean, honestly, it's a little bit of a shame that we don't get too many of those regames. I would have loved that, but regardless, though, Vajravana was also proving himself to be quite decent in ZBT. But he's going to play versus Dark Knight of Protoss on Cactus Valley, followed by Pro versus MSK. Pardon me. And then we have Seether, of course, a very notable name. Seether, Igers, and Azure. Again, very notable players that stick out to me there. And I want to say especially Seether.
Yeah, Seether's up and coming.
Pig actually,
awesome.
Man, Pig beat Seether in the Anzac Cup now, just like yesterday. Yesterday or the day before. Yeah, 2-1, which was so impressive. He got crushed in game 1, and then he managed to sort of get the comeback rolling. It was actually so good. Really exciting game. People go like, hey, Pig, you're just a washed-up caster, but hell no. He's still got a lot of fights in him, and taking down a guy like Seether is no easy feat. But the countdown has begun. We're finally here, guys. Getting into game number 1. Oh my god. Is this real life?
No, it's just a fantasy. Not the player. Just the state of mind. But yeah, we're hopping into game number 1 on Proxima Station, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to this epic best of 7 series for the win. Spawning up here in the top position of Proxima Station LE, it is ESR's Sakia.
And his opponent down in the bottom left in the blue, hailing from Japan, representing Devious metaDucks. It is going to be none other than Sayark.
So once again, we do see a TVZ on this map. What do you think is going to be different? You did say Sayark likes to go for that very aggressive style. What do you think? Will he be going for it on this map? Since in the last best of 7 series, you did say that the rush distance isn't as far as a lot of people do believe.
No, I mean, yeah, I would definitely see that as a very straightforward option here for Sakia, because I mean, after all, he does, from the first game that we saw there, and from what I've seen him in the GPL, he really stays true to the stereotype of Chinese players being hyper aggressive. On the other side, though, I mean, Sayark I definitely think is a very interesting player to take a look at here, because, like I said, he really likes going into those Hellbat Cyclone or Hellion Cyclone openings, and he's not afraid to bring out mech, which I think it's a bit of a shame that we don't see that as often, but it's really cool that he seems to be so comfortable in that style. It's actually what he used to take down, for instance, Namshar 2-1 in their encounter in in WSG, where he proved to be like really, really powerful. He hit him at a really odd timing with a huge mech army, and so Sayak, I think you can't underestimate this guy, because if it goes into the longer game, I think it's going to favor him, because that's sort of where he thrives. Where he seems to be struggling in the early game, where that's where most of the Chinese players sort of find their stride. So we do have, to me at least, a very sort of interesting collision of two styles.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, that pull first will keep Sakia pretty safe as well, because he is going up to that third base relatively quickly, and I mean, Sayark not really showing his hand just yet. I do think that we will be seeing at least Hellions just based off the positioning of these buildings. We should be seeing the reactor right about now. And yeah, we'll have to see if he does decide to go for the Hellion Cyclone. But right now we do see that Overlord taking a bit of damage as this Reaper. Gonna be a bit annoying here, but he does get a very good scout off of this 3 hatch, and now he's gonna be in a good position to kind of gauge what he wants to do. 3 hatch is very, very greedy from Sakia, so we'll have to see if Sayark wants to punish that a little bit. Even getting a drone, that was ooh, 2 drones, very nice.
Okay, so this Reaper is going to be in the danger zone right now. No, Tom Cruise doesn't make it out. Feels bad, man. But anyway, like you pointed out, gets a scout. That's the key moment here, right? But there we are, switching over the add-ons. Start that starport right away. Right now, Syke, I mean, he did go for the quicker second gas, so to me, it's already looking as if he's going to be falling back onto his very specific approach in this game, even going into that third command center. So yes, I think that Sayark is just going to try to bring it into his element, get comfortable in the mid game, and utilize all of the tools that he's so straightforwardly comfortable with. And it's just, this is to me just stylistically Sayark and the way he likes playing it. He does it at his own tempo. He's not afraid to try to control and sort of direct the direction of this game.
Yeah, definitely. As these Hellions do move across the map, we got a couple of queens here ready to spread the creep, and I mean, creep is going to be very important as well for this map. But right now, Hellions really want to focus down the drones. I feel he's going to get a couple of Zerglings so far, not really any drone damage, so he did throw those 2 Hellions away for almost nothing. If we take a look at the units lost tab, most of those were actually from the Reaper early on. But at this point in the game, Sakia, I guess, is going to try and meet Sayark on his own home turf here. In the later stages of the game, he's going to try and go toe-to-toe with him. We do see an Overlord going down on the other side of the map, so that will supply block Sakia for only a couple of seconds here. But, yeah. Nice lair timing as well, I think. But, ooh, Banshee on the way.
This is actually going to be a big supply block passer. Right as you said it, he had just 1 Overlord finish up, so it put him in the white. But now he's making 3 more Overlords, so he's actually going to have 20 seconds roughly of being supply blocked. So he sort of saw him start banking up a little bit of money but the first Banshee is going to be showing up shortly. The Viking is still looking for any Overlord kills. I really like it when we see Terrans go for this Pult style Viking, because it's just so frustrating for Zerg. It denies scouting, supply blocks them. But not only that, Sayark, with the fact that Saki got so heavily supply blocked, this is going to give Sayark even more time to adjust comfortably. And look at this, he's rushing up his double upgrades, getting 5 barracks as well. Going to be landing the 3rd command center soon. This game is looking to be a bit of a longer one. But Sakia, man, I've never seen him play late game.
Am I crazy, or did he have a Banshee on production and cancel it?
Wait.
Yeah, he canceled.
Yeah, he did.
He canceled the Banshee. So that was actually a really nice mind game, because it forced some spores to go up needlessly. But, you know, a spore in the later stages of the game is going to only be good. But we do see Sakia really starting to power up here. He's got that Spire Tech on the way. And Sayark on the other side of the map is powering up just as well. His stim is about to complete, so maybe he wants to go for a nice timing attack. I think that would be really nice, just because there's no Banelings on the map. There's no Baneling speed. And it would be a good time to just clear up the creep and do a little bit of damage before really anything starts to get on the map for Sakia. We'll have to see if he decides to do it, as he do see two of these guys going across the map.
Okay, so this sort of slightly weaker drop off the back of this style of greed is again stylistical of Sayark. or stylistic of Sayak, pardon me. I'm not a huge fan of these kinds of drops because they generally don't achieve all too much, but he might be able to actually, because I mean we don't have any extra units on production. The only Lings have just now broken down the rock, so they will have to come back a little bit. It's going to take some time, and look at this, he gets a queen, which is already a really good start. Can find some drones on top of that as well, and well, Sayak actually ends up finding a lot of damage with this drop. 9 drones end up falling even more. He's not done. On top of that, slowing down the inject, and he doesn't lose a single marine for his troubles. Back at home, I mean, he's got the 1-1 upgrades to go with this as well, and he's just going to pick up everything get out of there. Massive damage done by the Japanese player.
Oh, and he's not done yet. Those Hellions going to come in, and so far getting 2 more drones for his trouble. It's 17 drones going down. You do not want to be making drones at this stage of the game. Sakya is taking a lot of damage. He still has a healthy drone count, however, but now Sayak knows what kind of positions he's in, and just going to clear up a little bit of the creep. And he's going to actually push, it looks like. Oh my gosh, yes. Sayak is being the aggressive player. I guess Sakya wasn't really expecting this out of him. But wow.
I'm loving this right now, man. Yeah, like going straight into those 1-2-2 upgrades as well. He's going to be at such an advantage right now, hurting the economy significantly of his opponent. As you can see, Sakya actually opted in to remake those drones, so he's going to be in a pretty bad spot right now. His army is not looking that great. He's got 24 Lings additionally on production, so those are going to help out a lot, but no Baneling speed. Sayak's still on creep though. This is a bit risky. You want to make sure that you take a good fight here, and splitting needs to be on point. He's cleaning up a lot of that creep. Is going to just avoid that first Baneling, find another queen kill, as Sakya is under so much pressure. More drones end up falling. There's a Liberator in the main and a Liberator in the natural, killing everything while Sayak is pushing the front, and oh my god, so much damage being suffered here by the Chinese.
Oh my gosh, at what cost if he does get to clean this up, but it doesn't look like he's going to. GG is called. And Sayak going to take the first game for the Devious metaDucks. Exceptional Terran play. So that's 2 Terrans we've seen absolutely dominate that map tonight.
Just really straightforward victory there from the Japanese Terran. We're actually going to have the joy of having yet another Japanese player come up. It is going to be Vajravana. He's going to face up against Dark Knight on Cactus Valley for game number 2. But oh man, already great start to the finals here. Even though it wasn't a very even game, and I guess I'm so excited over Sayak. I'm way too biased. Yeah.
Who like Sayak is the kind of player that you almost have to love. You know, he's a good player, he's a good guy, and then he's awesome. Enough said.
Oh yeah, dude. Like,
enough said.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we are just gonna get into this second game. No break for the weary. Let's just find everybody. So that's pretty much our break, is finding everyone.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, the tempo that we're sort of rolling with right now is we're starting to build a lot of velocity, man.
Yep, and it's the kind of velocity you want to have. As we find our players, let us see. Actually, I sent the invites out. It doesn't look like players are taking them just yet. Oh, I accidentally sent a friend request to someone I don't know who. Uh-oh. About to be... See, that's the funny thing about friend requests, is sometimes they accidentally accept them, so you're like on a pro player's
Oh yeah, I know, man. It's
friend list for a while before they figure out you're actually there and then close you out. But well, I mean, you probably have plenty of them on there, you being the big shot caster that you are. If you guys don't know, Tenchi is a really, really cool caster. He gets to travel for casting. That's how you know he's good.
You're just man. You're blowing me up a little bit there. I'm when people ask me, I mean, I just talk about video games, man. That's what I do. I talk about video games with people who are better at said video game than I am. I'm not great at StarCraft, so.
It's okay. I don't think anyone.
I sort of figured, like, you know, if I can't make a career playing the game, maybe I can make a career flaming others playing the game better than I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a trip here for casters to kind of like, we look at all these really, really good players and we're like, oh wow, he did this. That's bad, really bad. He's bad.
You know. It's like there's a certain level of hypocrisy, right? Because we're sitting there criticizing these players and we can't even touch Like,
If I ever like every time I've ever played against a pro player, I have gotten absolutely destroyed, and then like a few
oh
games
yeah,
later when I cast them, I'm just like, oh yeah, I could top that.
yeah. I mean, I actually had a point in time where I wanted to go pro, which is like back in 2013, where I was grinding really, really hard. And I made it to rank one masters at like 2,600 points, but GM was full, so I never got my promotion. And then I burnt out, and that was that. And after that, I was like, screw it, I'll never make it. So I gave up, and I started talking about StarCraft instead, which, you know, turned out to be pretty cool. I'm loving this, man. Like, if there's one thing that I live for, it's just casting. It's so much fun, um, so exciting.
Yep, and I mean Serene Zero actually seems to enjoy it as well. Thank you for the follow, man. But
Good lad. Yeah, show your support, guys, because like so far this is only the first season, and hopefully we're going to see more coming out of the SOTL. But any support that you guys show, like any retweets, tweet about it, follow, donate, whatever, like all of those things come together. And I mean, because all of this, like I said before, it is a passion project, and if you guys, if you care, and if
yeah,
you want to show that you care, those are some good ways to sort of get your foot in and help out, basically.
indeed, indeed. So we are just waiting once again for the player. We apologize for the delay. This time we are waiting on Dark Knight. So Vice Ravana we do already have in the lobby, so I'd like to remind you guys, when playing a lot of StarCraft or when using your voice to criticize others for playing StarCraft, make sure to hydrate.
Oh yes, look at I have my Captain Morgan thing right here, as you can probably see.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
That is really cool.
it's good
Branding,
to have.
Captain Morgan, please sponsor us.
Dude, I would not mind. Like, honestly, if I had some sort of brand like that, Captain Morgan, Bailey's, whatever, I would take it, man. Like, I'm sorry, like kids, anyone who's like below the legal drinking age, I
Don't
don't
drink.
give a damn. I'd have to.
Yeah. So
I'd have to.
so if you're under 18 or 21 or 16, depending on which country you're in, don't drink.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, you're safe. Because what the legal drinking age in the States is 20, right?
21.
If I'm not mistaken. 21. What? What is this?
Yeah, it's 20 in Japan. That I know.
Ah, okay. That's so weird to me, man. It's 18. Okay, so in Sweden, you can to go to the pub, you need to be 18. But to buy drinks yourself, like go to the liquor store, listen, we have no like off licensed liquor stores don't exist in Sweden. It's all state run, okay?
Right.
So they get to decide what everything's going to cost. So obviously we have an insane alcohol tax in this country.
Of course.
But you need to be 20 to go and buy a drink, like to take with you home. But you can go out get really pissed in the pub, which to me is like kind of backwards and a bit odd. But at least being I'm lucky enough to not have to be 21 to drink.
Yeah, I get you there. I mean, I live near Canada, so that's kind of my loophole. Like when I was younger, just go to the country where it's 18. But yep, the team leader is just contacting uh Dark Knight at right now. We might be playing a different game depending on
I
what Blood
hope
says
not.
here.
Like, I would really want to see Vice Ravana play. By the way, guys, just like a quick heads up, we don't condone drinking
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. If you guys like, just trust me. Don't drink unless you're doing it responsibly. Have one drink, and have somebody to drive you home. There,
Exactly. And
there,
also make sure that in between every beer you have a glass of water to sort of filter things out.
there you go.
Yeah, because I learned that the hard way, guys. See where that got me? Here I am, talking about video games.
This
Don't
is
even have a degree.
this is his penance.
This is true. Oh, man.
Okay.
Maybe I should go to church and just like, Father, forgive me for I have sinned. I wish to confess.
Okay. So we are gonna hop into game number 3, actually, ladies and gents. On
Wait,
autograph.
wait. So are we gonna get a walkover for that first game? Low second game? Is that gonna be 2-0 Devious metaDucks, or what's the plan here?
It looks like Blood is going to say that Probe and MSK are gonna play first. From what
Okay.
she's telling me, It does not look like it's gonna be a walkover.
Okay, thank God.
Wait, so... Hmm. Let me just see what they're gonna do here. We might have to move servers, depending...
Yeah, sorry guys, again, like, we're just sort of waiting, trying to figure everything out. Of course, everyone's working hard on making sure that everything is just sort of flowing very smoothly here. See what we're going to be doing about this one. But so third series is going to be on the grounds Pro versus MSK, Protoss versus Terran. I don't mind. I always like myself some Protoss action. The last PvT we had there with Strike and Ice was certainly memorable, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Underground's still a really nice map. Well, we'd really have to see what spawn positions we get before we can really say who's gonna come out on head. But this is going to be a PvT. Yes.
Such a good map, and this is also a really good map for Phoenix Adept.
Oh, definitely. Any big map that has a lot of airspace, a lot of places, choke points where the adepts can get a good concave is a really good map.
All right, so it seems that our players are ready. As yeah, we've got everyone here basically. So time, come on, guys.
Come on.
Game number 3. This is going to be the third, like in sequence. This is the third map.
Yep.
To be played. So I do think that we might get Vizravana versus Dark Knight as the next one after this. But scoreline is 1-0 in favor of Devious metaDucks. Psyark taking out Sakya. So now coming into this one on a ground, Protoss versus Terran. I'm always keen on a little bit of Protoss here on a Sunday morning, but here we are, man. Take it away.
Alright, spawning down here in the bottom right position of this map. It is the killer Protoss from Australia. He is Probe.
And his opponent here in the top left. It is going to be cross positions. Hailing from China in the red is going to be MSK.
Also known as Dark Terran, according to his name, but we'll call him MSK for now, mainly because one letter is easier to pronounce.
Oh, okay. So, man, okay, right, because it cross spawns. Obviously, not too much is going to happen in the early game. Come on, we're not going to see a pylon rush in this one.
No.
It takes way too long to get across the map. So I need to ask you something, okay? And this is something I ask every single person I cast with. I want your top list of like top 3 movies.
Top 3 movies. Okay.
Top 3 movies, man, because like I watch a lot of films. Okay, like I spend a lot of time watching films. That's one of my like big interests, right? So
okay,
I need to know so I can judge you based off your taste.
All right. Number 3. Like I don't watch a lot of movies, I must admit, and most of the movies I watch are kind of bleh. Like, okay, my first favorite is Who Killed Roger Rabbit, or Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Okay, that's a classic. So that one is good. That's a good start right now to this list, man.
It gets worse, believe me.
Oh no.
Let's see. Forrest Gump is number 2, and
very good film.
Tell you the truth, I'm going to say Moana for number 3.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I've heard some very good things about it.
Yeah, it's good. Like, that's pretty much my censored list, mainly because I can't remember any of the movies I watched in recent, like, ever. But we do see this Probe's probe going to come in, and he's going to get a good little scout off, see what's going on. He's not going to get to see that, that Reaper was just playing with his food for a second. But,
denies a scout on that second gas, which is very important here, right? Because with the factory going down, would not be all too surprised if we actually see the double cyclone production coming out here from MSK. Whereas for Probe, like, he went into the gateway gas, only a single probe on gas, delaying the cybernetics core for that quicker nexus, and then it's going to be a robo right off the bat. So no Stargate opening here from him.
Indeed, yeah. The Stargate. Ooh, actually, trying to deny that scout. Very nice out of Probe. Usually that would be a problem, you know, if this was Heart of the Swarm with using the photon overcharge, but with this kind of map position and everything else, it's not that big a deal. Also, let me try and get the score back up here. There you guys go. But
Okay, so
go ahead.
Robo into Twilight here. This to me sort of looks as if he wants to be going into probably an adept-based timing, maybe, or just that's what he's going to rely on. Because if it's Dark Shrine, you would do it in reverse. So yeah, I think it's just going to be an adept drop coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike that. Adepts used correctly early on can do a lot of damage, but that's the key thing, used correctly. And the big thing is, Probe knows his adepts. He is very, very good with his adepts, but you know, I haven't seen him with DTs yet. I would really, really like to see him with DTs, so please, DTs.
Yeah, interesting. He's actually going to go for the Dark Shrine. I don't know why he goes for the, like, in terms of the build order that he's doing things. Like, it's an interesting decision. Maybe he's, you know what? I think that this might just be him sort of adjusting to the size of the map. So in that regard, then that's a very nice little detail that I think is worth mentioning, that he sort of takes into account the travel distance of what he can get away with, so that he knows that he doesn't actually have to rush out the Dark Shrine. He can actually afford to go for this Observer first. So a very nice little move here from Probe. And right now, I mean, there's no NG Bay for the Terran, and these Dark Templar, I mean, they're going to be showing up quite soon because Warp Prism is already heading out.
Yeah, definitely. And that photon overcharge destroying that Widow Mine drop is very, very huge as well. Probe now has a nice little safe position where he can get those DTs into the main base, or natural rather, of Dark Terran, or MSK rather. And there's still no NG Bay. He's got one scan. Yeah, just one scan, and he's saving it up. He kind of realizes something's going on.
No,
but...
he just dropped a mule, man. He just dropped a mule. There is no detection right now for the Terran. 3 DTs being unloaded right now. This is going to be a disaster.
This is bad. This is very, very, very bad. 2 DTs in the natural base, 1 DT in the main. He instantly starts that engineering bay. If Probe wanted to, he could try and stop that, but 11 SCVs going down so far. That engineering bay is not going to come up anytime soon. Another scan is just wasted right there. He gets 1, but there are still 2 DTs, 4 DTs left.
Okay, man, he's working on this command center. 1 is going to be forced to lift off. He's got 37 energy, and Probe can just start working on thinning out this Marine cat. He's doing so much damage. 43 format. Okay, this is just game-ending damage.
That's gotta be it.
Yeah, no way you come back from this. No way.
Yeah, I mean, Probe is doing. I gotta give props to Probe right now, just because he's not resting on his laurels here. He still is getting that a couple more gateways in the Colossus and +1 attack behind this, so in case this isn't game-ending damage and MSK somehow makes it back into this game, he will be, I don't know how to say it, MSK is having a lot of issues here, and I don't know if he's going to be able to come back in this.
No, man, this is way too much. Like, resources lost, 3,100 to 800. He's getting his fundamental upgrades right. He's getting stim and all of that jazz, but he's just gonna do. Oh man, yeah, this is brutal.
Yeah, this is like he realizes it too, and he's gonna try and do a game-ending damage on the other side of the map. But I'm gonna wish him the best of luck with that. Just based off his unit spacing here, building spacing rather. Bad. Bad.
Yeah, but what we're watching right now is just he's in his death throes. Nothing he can do.
Yeah. There we go. GG.
There it is.
And Probe will make it 2-0 for the metaDucks.
A very straightforward, quick victory there. Again, sort of similar to Psyarch. Clean game. Man, that was so unfortunate. MSK completely caught with his pants down. So now I'm not sure what we're going to have as our next game, though. Is it going to be Seether versus Biostalk, or is it going to be Vajravana versus Dark Knight?
It will be Vice Ravana versus the sub of Dark
Oh.
Knight, it looks like, according to someone in the chat. Let me just see who said that. Nemesis, I believe, said that in the chat. So I think they're going to substitute Punk for.
Ooh, oh man! If we get Punk versus Vajravana, that would be sick. Okay,
oh
let's see.
yeah,
Let's see.
definitely.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be Punk. It is gonna be Punk versus Vajravana. And Punk had an excellent run in the latest season of the Kung Fu Cup. That's the last time I saw him. He's been doing quite well in the GPL as well, making it into those playoffs consistently in the past 2 seasons. His ZVZ is actually really, really good. And he only lost to True, who ended up winning the whole thing, like coming down from the lower bracket. So this is going to be a really good ZVZ.
Dang straight it is. Like overall, I've seen Punk do very well in the OSC All-Star Cup. I think a couple weeks ago. I'm not entirely sure how far along that was, but it was very, very, very one-sided. His ZVZs in his favor, of course. Man, he's a really, really good ZVZ player. I don't think we're gonna get a better ZVZ all night. Mainly because this is the last one.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Vajravana versus Dark Knight, I think would have been pretty interesting. But getting this one in the ZVZ, I haven't seen Vajravana play ZVZ ever before, so this is just treading new territory for me. This is really exciting, very new. Yeah, so we're just waiting to get Vajravana in this lobby, guys. But it's going to be Cactus Valley. And again, if we get those cross-spawn positions and we go into a longer game of ZVZ, that'll be so good. That, for me, would definitely be a treat here. I hope we see something like that.
Alright, looks like we got both players in the lobby. Let me just see if everyone's ready. Because you can join the lobby, but you can't force them to drink. I don't know. But here we go, guys. We are hopping into the Cactus Valley ZVZ eventually in 5 seconds. Or less, so your money back.
That's when the game freezes and you're just like, shit.
Crap.
Anyway, Cactus Valley is going to be here for this 3rd game here today. And as we are loading in, I am so keen to watch this game right now, see how that's going to pan out. Right now, our first player down in the bottom left representing ESR. Can he turn things around for his team? Note that he's a substitute, regardless, though. It is going to be Punk.
And his opponent on the other side of the map, he's looking to make it match point right now, right here. It is Vice Ravana. Which I gotta say is a really, really cool name.
Right. We were struggling a little bit last time with pronouncing that, like Vice, sort of, but yeah, it's really cool, man. However, 13-12 coming out of Punk right now, truly living up to his name, to the standard of being a Chinese Zerg. Vice Ravana, on the other hand, though, is going to go gas pool without going for the hatchery first, so he is going to have a very safe opening versus this, because he's going to be able to match his opponent in terms of speed eventually. But the interesting part here for me is, does Punk add that Baneling Nest on?
Well, I mean, he's going to have to if he doesn't get enough early damage done with these lings, basically. This isn't all in by any stretch of the imagination, but it is very, very risky. Just because you do take your drones off of mining for such a long time. Vice does also have that drone count lead by 3, which may not seem like a big deal, but in a mirror matchup, every drone counts. We do see Punk already have his units out. Were these defensive? Or is he just waiting until he knows where his opponent is?
No, he's just going to be banking here, basically. I'm sure of it.
Oh, I see.
He wants to wait for speed to near completion, so it's going to be going a little further there in the production tab. But now he sees with the Overlord, right? He knows that Vajravan is going to be top left. Vajravan, of course, with the identification of these Lings. I like this opening from Punk, right? Because it is going to force a lot of defensive Zerglings out of his opponent, and that is an ample opportunity to sort of try to equalize the drone count, perhaps even find an advantage. But he wants to make sure that he doesn't fall too far behind in terms of that tech, because, you know, if Vajravana goes with the Bane Nest and then strikes before Punk can get one of his own, he's going to be in big trouble.
Indeed, indeed. Speed is about to complete in 10 seconds for Punk. He's going to try and get this natural location. Not canceled by Vice. He knows he can defend it as long as he is careful, but Punk also has really, really, really good micro potential. He's starting to do a lot of damage to that hatchery. He has to keep that alive, does Vice. But so far we do see actually going to go and try and get on top of this ramp, but really, really good engagement for Vice there. Slowlings do very well in choke points. But yeah, still
more Lings though. Oh, here's the wraparound.
So close.
Never mind. It decides to back off. They're giving time for this spine crawler to burrow. This is a bit of a scary moment right now here for both of these players, because it's, I mean, now we're in these very nitty-gritty Zergling, Baneling skirmishes. Baneling nests are done for both of these players, but the Queen in support of Vajravan is going to be very important to the defense. But right now, I mean, the Japanese Zerg has way more Zerglings on the map, and Punk needs to be a little bit careful to not overextend.
Indeed, indeed. Right now it's kind of just a soft contain while Vice starts to get his own Banelings up. Now here really shows the micro potential of both players. Each one is going to be trying to send off a few Zerglings to kind of force those Banelings to commit. And whichever one makes the first misstep is going to be in a world of hurt. But Punk is deciding to just back off for now, you know. He's going to be on the defensive for a little bit. And yeah, he's going to be trying that. As a few more followers come in, thank you guys for tuning in. You're getting in the best part. Banelings gonna do a lot of damage to those other Banelings. And yeah,
nice little pickups here from Punk. If he can get the second one, that'd be very nice. But no, sir. Now again, the trade-offs that we see here in Zergling and Baneling wars is not only in the unit count; it's also in the decision where to put your lava. When do I make drones? When do I make units? Very nice that he ends up trading a Bane for Bane. Not the best. Needs to be careful right now. So many Banelings on the field here for Vajravana. As the Japanese Zerg is going to be ramping up the aggression. There's a decent trade. The double Queens focused firing down that Baneling, but they will get the wraparound here. And right now, Punk is losing a Queen there. That's just going to be it. He's just going to tap out so quickly. Vajravana takes this to match point for his team.
Excellent, excellent, excellent play out of Vice. He realized the situation and he just went for it. He knew exactly when to attack, exactly when to fall back, and exactly when all the Banelings were gone. That was very risky of him to go in like that, because if there was any Banelings left, just hiding out on the ramp of anything, he would have been in a world of hurt. But he's just so good. He knows everything.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Slight miscontrol, honestly, there from Punk, as Vajravan was pushing the issue. Letting the Queen get surrounded, I think you want to kind of pull them back a little closer to the hatchery, minimize surface area. The Queens are the linchpin in the defense. That's what you use to focus fire down Banelings. They can be used to soak damage. You have the transfusions. They're fundamentally their sort of set pieces to buy a lot of time. But if you give them up so quickly, then yeah, you know, can't really, it's hard to hold on. But right now, the scoreline is 3-0 in favor of Devious metaDucks. These guys are looking unstoppable here in these finals. One game away.
Right, and so we will be hopping into game number 4 immediately.
Yes, it is going to be Seether versus Biostalk. Terra versus Protoss.
Yep.
Very good matchup.
So we're going to hop in.
Seether, of course, to me. Well, Seether to me is, I would say, the favored player, just looking at it, because Seether is, right now, I mean, he's looking so damn good. Great performance in Nation Wars. And I'm watching his games versus Pig, even though he ended up dropping that series, he was actually looking really, really scary at many points in that game.
Indeed, yeah, and speaking of the Devils spawning down here in the bottom right position of Abyssal Reef, it is Seether himself.
And his opponent up in the top left, playing for ESR. Can he swing things back? Or are we going to have the clean sweep? It is going to be Biostalk.
So let's get this up. And yeah, so overall, Seether is one of those players who you can never really know what to expect. He has a wide variety of builds that he uses against both Protoss and Terran and Zerg players, so everyone. And really, even if you scout him, he has the ability to think on his feet and really kind of just get in there and do damage no matter what. Even when scouted, I've noticed that he's been able to get massive amounts of damage done in a lot of his games.
I want to say the two things for me that stand out about Seether is his immaculate unit control and decision making. And these two things fundamentally come together so well, especially for Terran when you play a lot of buy styles, which I know Seether does. And I mean, we can see this in so many of the different games. And so if you just sort of go back and look at some of his tournament runs, oh, cute little trap on the probe temporarily. But like his decision making combined with his unit control makes him such a deadly player once he starts hitting you with the multi-prong aggression, because he knows where to hit you, he knows when to commit and when to fall back. And I think like the only way to sort of take down a guy like Seether is that you need to brute force your way through, basically. Like, you can't let him get comfortable in the mid game and start dominating the pace of the game, because once that happens, getting control back is really tough.
Indeed, and we do see Seether not being very aggressive here. His Reaper did get taken out on the other side of the map, I think. No, it's still here. Gonna be scouting for proxies, it looks like. But yeah, overall, I'm really interested to see what's going to be going on here, as we do see a probe hidden from view for right now. I don't think this is going to be for a proxy, just because he's going to send it in for another scout, and Seether really doesn't want what he's doing to be scouted. And oh my gosh, was that going to be a pylon rush? It looks like. It looks like he's still going to try it anyway, sending the probe. That's going to delay it a little bit, though.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's actually so key here, because it is buying so much time for Seether. No bunkers started, but he will have the 2 Marines, so it's going to be a big help. Now, Stargate on the way here as well for Bioshock as the potential follow-up, as the Reaper's going to be coming on in, buying some time with the second Adept coming on. But this is really good right now. I still think Seether's in a good spot. He's got a Widowmine borrowed, and Pylon's now starting, so this is where things can get a little bit #dicey for him. But I think that he should still be able to hold on.
Yeah, this Widowmine is going to help out a lot. Even gets us a lot of damage on that. The units all sound alike after a while. But, oh yeah, Photon Overcharge is now cast. The thing is, it's on this further pylon back, so if he wanted to, he could actually repair this. And I think he might have wanted to. But yeah, with 5 Marines, I don't really think this is going to get a lot of damage done. He only has 1 overcharge left, and he's pumping out Marines 2 at a time, which is very good. Ooh, even denying that pylon on the high ground. Very nice out of Seether so far. He's going to probably lose these 2 supply depots, but if it's Seether, then he's probably already has replacements already in the back.
That being said, though, the Reaper did get surrounded and taken out by the probes. The Mothership Core is out of energy, so Bioshock is going to be forced to move away from this position eventually. Now, with the medevac here, a decent number of Marines as well, I think this is the best thing that Bioshock can go for. Go for the scout, see what's going on. And, I mean, he knows that he's slowed Seether down quite significantly. And behind this, he's going into a 3rd base. I really like this decision, as well as dropping those additional gateways. Not even going for too much of a commitment at the front lines, but he does decide to actually stick around and go for a 3rd Photon Overcharge. Oh, loses the Mothership Core, a little bit clumsy, but an Oracle shows up now in the main base of Seether. He does have a Widowmine borrowed, though, and a Viking in position.
Yeah, so Seether is going to lose a few SCVs here right now, but he does have a few meals saved up, so that's going to help him try and get back into this a little bit. He can now even take down that pylon. He's not really focusing on it right now, trying to defend against that Oracle, but...
oh, he gets it.
Yeah, he got the Oracle. Very nice. Sorry, I missed that, guys. But overall, this is starting to even out in terms of the damage being done by both players. And we do see those Phoenix. Now, the question is, how many is he going to go up to? If he goes up to about 3, 4, or 5, it's not going to be a Phoenix Adept style. It's merely going to be so that he can defend against the drops. But I'm thinking he might be going for Phoenix Adept here. What do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The only thing that's lacking here would be the Twilight Council, like to go straight into that Resonating Glaives upgrade. I do want to say though that right now in the position that he's in, he should be feeling very comfortable enough to actually drop down the tech, and there it is. Forge for +1 and Resonating Glaives, more Phoenix production as well. So I think, you know what, that he is going to be going into Adept Phoenix. However, Seether right now, because he did get slowed down significantly by that Pylon Rush, he needs to make something happen, because the third base, the longer that stays operational for the Protoss, the further behind him he's going to find himself. So I think what he's doing right now, he's just gearing up to get ready for that Marine medevac tank push once Stim starts kicking in.
Indeed, indeed. Still playing really defensively is Seether, by the way. But one thing I would like to point out, though, is he is making the right moves in case this is Phoenix Adept, which it's starting to look like it is, like, almost 100%. He's getting those Widow Mines, which are very good against the Adepts, especially if they try to shade in. It's also good for keeping those Phoenix away from your main force. And like, I don't think he's in too bad of a position, but he does need to take that third base, just like you were saying. And it looks like he's actually getting ready to move out, and he's ready to do something about this.
So the scary part here right now would be, right, the Phoenixes come in and pick up the tanks as the Adepts shade onto the Terran army. If the Widowmine placement here is clumsy by any means from Seether, a lot of friendly fire can just be devastating. You need to be keeping that in mind. Firestalker, of course, sees all of this. The Phoenixes show up now. The Marines need to keep those away. Combat Shield is about halfway done, and taking an engagement versus Adepts here that are going to have +1 very shortly without that upgrade, it's going to be very, very dangerous. He needs to make sure that he paces himself well here. Doesn't overextend and sort of rush too quickly with this. The Widowmine start burrowing though, and this is where you start struggling as Protoss, because the Widowmines and the Siege Tanks supporting one another, so powerful. But the Adept numbers here are actually, oh man, Bioshock has so many Adepts right now. I think that Seether needs this, he cannot underestimate this force.
Yeah, currently it's 57 to 67 in terms of army supply, but it's going to be a lot easier for Bystork to reinforce his attack, especially if he gets some nice, juicy Widowmine hits on his own units, and he's going to shade in, going to try and go for it. These Adepts taking a lot of tank fire, but now the tanks are picked up, and they're actually going to clean this up, it looks like. Phoenix...
Oh my god.
Oh, he went way too far with the Phoenix there, I feel. And actually, it's starting to look pretty bad for Bystork. He took one too many bad fights in terms of that, and I feel like Seether did what he needed to do there. Like, he shut down Phoenix Adept so hard that we got Immortals on the production tab.
Yeah, okay, the Immortal here for me is just, it really looks like a bit of a desperation move. Like, I have to utilize all of my production, need as much stuff as possible. He did lose 3 Phoenixes in that engagement and so many Adepts. So it turned out to be very cost effective here for Seether, who's now going for the third base. Now, bear in mind that he has been behind in the economy a little bit. The mules have helped sort of equalize that. But 8 gateways worth of production here for Bystork. So he, on his side of the things, he's also got very strong production going. I think that Seether, though, I mean, with the way that he's equalized this game now, he's in a pretty comfortable position. He's adding in more infrastructure. He had the +1 attack, hitting +1 armor as well. So these guys are going to be sort of neck and neck in terms of upgrade. But the War Prism has started. Bystork is moving out. I think he's going to try to finish this game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily a desperation move, but Seether actually moving out at the exact same time. So it is a powerful push that's coming his way. Especially as this third base is trying to land, he's not going to be able to really contain that without having his units in position, which, again, they aren't. But, yeah, we'll have to see what happens here as both players are trying to move out. And Bystork is just giving so much time for Seether to be in position.
Oh, yeah. War Prism is going to be coming in soon. More Adepts being warped in as well. Widowmine drop goes down in the natural expansion, but the Phoenixes are going to clean that up. Bystork, I mean, he's actually looking so good right now. He's got a big bank, but he's getting ready. We're going to see a huge swell in terms of those Adept numbers. As Seether now investing further into Liberators. These are going to be very key. The Liberators of the mines, basically, are what's going to keep them alive. But the Phoenixes, I mean, they're here. They've got 6 of them in total, and they will make quick work of these Libs.
Oh,
the army here for Seether is going to be coming back. He needs to regroup right now. This is a massive push by the Protoss. He's got a massive supply advantage in this fight.
Yeah, the Phoenix just going to take down the Liberators. well, really should be focusing them down. This is a big fight. I don't know who is taking the better end of this so far. It does look like Seether is starting to push this back, but Adepts just take so many Marauder hits here, and it takes so many Marauder hits, or Adept hits to kill a Marauder as well, but it looks like Bystork is starting to move in. He is so confident. He's just stimming right underneath these Liberators. He feels confident enough to win this game. Will he, though?
Yeah, man, it does look like it. Excellent moves from Bystork, just zooming in with the Phoenixes, picking up all the Widow Mines. Great focus from the Protoss player, and he's just overrunning Seether, crushing him in this, keeping the hopes of ESR alive in this game. What an excellent display there of PvT. That was just super sick. Bystork, man, doing a really good job. Yeah, oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, that was great. Like, let's see. There we go. It's now 3-1, so that is the start of a comeback.
Does look like it, man. We're finally having a little bit of a series on our hands coming into this. Next series coming up is going to be Igers versus Go-Go Joey. Igers, another very notable player from Australia.
Yeah, I mean, he's the kind of guy who's been dominating for years. Since Wings of Liberty, I believe you've been hearing about this guy.
Yeah, the first time I saw him was back in 2013 at the Kung Fu Cup. That was the very first time for me. This was when Jaden was still playing, and he almost took a game, and Jaden kind of threw the game. Actually, that was a little bit disappointing. But nonetheless, I mean, this guy has had some pretty good showings. Nation Wars, been playing a lot in the international tournaments. Last time I saw him in real life was in DreamHack Montreal, I believe, of last year, in like late August, early September, somewhere around there. Then after that, I think from his side of things, it's been a little bit of a quiet setting. But I mean, with IEM Australia coming up, I don't know if we're going to have StarCraft there, but if we do, he's definitely going to be playing.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to see him play an IEM in wrong country. I don't know which one, but IEM Australia. I think he would do relatively well, especially since, I mean, he has been playing a lot in the cups, the local cups, obviously this one, and the ANZ cups. He's kind of kept it local for a little bit, and I think that's kind of just a rebuilding period for him. But let's see, this map is Belshir.
All right, so we're gonna get this thing set up, guys.
Yep, as soon as it gives me the right map. It's not the right map.
Okay, so let's see, which one is it gonna be? It's gonna be Belcher, yeah, right. Again, potential final game because we are at match point right now. Still in favor of Devious metaDucks. Good game there from Bystork. They're really, really well played. Go-Go Joey casted one of his games. Not very memorable to me. Maybe he can make an impression on me this time though. As if this one sort of continues on and the finals aren't concluded here at the hands of Igers, we'll go with Azure and Silky, China versus Australia. Again, another very exciting matchup, and then the ace match, which of course is to be decided.
Indeed.
Right now we have Paz is just sorting out the bug thing that you mentioned earlier about the maps.
Yep. So we're just gonna have Blood make the map here for a second. And yeah, excellent comeback out of ESR. Can they do the clean sweep though? Because they are going to need the next two games and the ace match. It is a very tall order. Igers and Azure are pretty much the best Australia has to offer. I would love to see it happen though. Like, we haven't seen enough ace matches in these tournaments.
I don't honestly, like, for me, I haven't casted a single ace match actually.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm quite sure I haven't casted a single ace match. So I would get, especially in the finals like this, that's always where you want to sort of go to the last game.
Indeed.
Like I said, some of the most memorable ones are like those TVZs that go to game 7. Soul Key versus Innovation.
Of course.
GSL Season 2, 2013.
Just anywhere where there's an ace match for, or Pulp versus Hydra. I forget which year, but it was WCS America 20,
2015 season
20
3.
yeah 2015 season 1 actually I believe, because then Hydra took season 2 and then Mana took season 3, or Lilibol rather.
Oh yeah, right. That was in Poland. That's the one, right?
Yeah, at Katowice I believe. Man, I miss WCS America. It was really cool just having the
Yeah,
WCS.
WCSNA was good, man. Like, it's a shame that it's same anymore. But we are going to get an event there. It's going to be a DreamHack Austin, in Texas, where you are going to have a 100K tournament. So that one is going to be sick. That's
Yep.
going to be pretty exciting. I might actually be there.
Well, believe me,
We'll see how that sort of.
believe me, if it's 100K, that's about as much as it'll take me to get down there. But spawning in the bottom position, he's looking to close it out for the Devious metaDucks. It's Igas.
And his opponent in the top left. It is going to be a blue Zug right now, playing for VK. Pardon me. Playing for ESR. Of course, going to be Go Joey.
An epic match to be sure, and Go Joey really looking to make his mark here. If you take out Igas in a tournament like this and keep your team alive, you're going to be a hero for pretty much everyone.
Oh yeah. I mean, going up against Australia does have a very strong lineup of players. I mean, already Probe showcasing a very straightforward victory there on honor grounds. But like you said, Azure, Igers, Caesar, all of these guys like very strong. So I'm pleasantly surprised that we saw the victory there for ESR at the hands of Bioshock. Definitely didn't expect that. I thought he was gonna be like, to me, if I just look at the odds of the matchup, and I'm like, yeah, right, that to me is like an 70-30 in favor, or 80-20 in favor of Caesar, judging by his current form.
Yeah, I mean the big thing is those are the ones that catch you off guard. Caesar does have a couple periods where he's just like, okay, I can't, I'm not really able to play well today. That's my fault. But like he definitely does have off days as well, and I think that's one of his biggest things is his off days come at inopportune times. But yeah, I mean, he did it at a good time. You know, his team is still up 3, match point, so he didn't really cost them the series, so he's okay.
No clean sweep.
No clean
Feels
sweep.
bad, man. Anyway, Go Joey, man, he's gonna go for the one-based roach here fundamentally, because I mean he's not really gonna be droning up too heavily. As you can see, he's banking a lot of resources, and it's gonna be a roach ravager. Oh, sorry, a ravager rush, most likely. Oh, sorry, a roach rush, because he doesn't have the second gas. But I mean, maybe no. I think he could definitely squeeze in a ravager or two, because he's got enough for 2 at this point in time. The Reaper, though, I don't think he's actually seen the Roach Warren just yet. No, so he's actually barely seen anything. The only thing he's going to see now is the fact that the hatchery is, like, the natural expansion is a little late. That's all. That's the only thing he's got to work with. But now he's going to see the Roaches, and this is going to set up all the alarm bells off in Igas' head.
Yeah, at this point, he really needs to cancel those 2 Hellions, and what he needs are Cyclones. If he gets those Cyclones, then he's going to be in a really good position, because Cyclones absolutely rip through Ravagers and Roaches at the same exact time. That's how good they are. But he's still going to go for these Hellions. You know, he realizes that there's probably going to be a lot of Zerglings as the follow-up, since this is very gas-intensive early on. But yeah, we do see Go Joey. He's getting a lot of his units all prepared up. Very, very scattered, though. But they all...
No, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I like this from Igas, right? He's switching over the add-on so he can start filling the bunker with Marines, and then he's going to start saving his gas for the siege tank instead, which is further going to just cement the defense here. But it's all going to be about buying time. The tank is going to take 32 seconds to finish up, and he needs to maintain this wall off. Like, he's going to be losing a lot of workers to this.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's really what Go Joey can do here versus this. The bunker not really in a position to defend against this. So he's going to have to rely on these Hellions for just a little bit, but he can't really afford to lose any buildings right now. Starting to bank up a lot of minerals is Igas. He doesn't really know what he wants to be making here. But Siege Tank is now in position. I think it's out of range of the Biles, but there we go. I think from now on, Igas has cemented the defense. Really, what
Yeah,
I would
no,
like
for
to,
sure.
yeah, what I would have liked to see out of Go Joey is kind of moving up the ramp a little bit. I think if he would have gotten up the ramp and kind of gotten in range of the siege tank for the Biles, he would have been a better aggressive position. But yep, from here, Igas does hold off, and he does have 2 tanks now, so there's no really getting it back up in there anytime soon.
No, no. Yeah, the bunker as well also sort of makes things a little scarier there for Gogo Joey, because if the focus fire from Igas doesn't point, he can focus fire down the very squishy Ravagers. He's going to walk on forward, get 1 Bile down, should kill this tank, and he picks up 1. That's a good start. Igas is banking a lot of money again, like you already pointed out. He's struggling a little bit there with the spending, simply because he doesn't have too many production facilities, but he is getting Stim and a Raven. So, oh, sorry, a Banshee, pardon me. And this is going to be enough to sort of push this back now.
Yeah, so this aggression is done, but behind this, he did go up to a very, very healthy drone count of 51 drones so far, and there's not really going to be any pressure because he did a decent little amount of damage where Igas can't really move across the map and punish him for this. So he's in a good position. He's got 3 bases. He's got those +1/+1 on the way. He's got a not Goliath, but yeah, Goliath reconstitution on the way as well. So it's a pretty even game right now, I'm gonna have to say.
Igas did get in there with the Reaper, got the scout, so he saw the lair. I'm not sure if he saw the double. Okay, never mind. He did actually see the double evolution chamber, saw the lair. So he's got a good idea of what's going on and like sort of where he is in this game, but he knows that he has to sort of make some sort of risky play here to get back into this. Because right now, I mean, he's down a base, he's very far behind in workers, he lost some tanks, a few of those units in the early game. So like you pointed out, he can't really push very effectively. So he needs to sort of cut some corners, and that's going to be this third command center. It's going to be these double upgrades, and behind that as well, he is going to try to perhaps go for some light pressure as his metaDucks are going to start coming out here shortly. That's, I think, sort of like a prime moment to go. The Banshee that he's using right now in the middle of the map is going to be very key as well, instrumental to sort of getting back some of that map control that he so desperately needs to buy himself even more time to start powering up.
Definitely, you really want to be focusing down the Ravagers as well. Those Ravagers are really what's going to kill your pressure, and it does look like Igas wants that pressure just because he's positioning himself on the map for it. Overall, this Banshee is also good just for that map control, like you said. But Igas actually gonna back off here for a minute. You know, he doesn't feel confident enough to attack, but it is gonna be pure Roach out of Go Joey, which is okay in this stage of the game, but it's gonna be difficult a little bit later on for him to really get anything, because Roaches do not scale as well as the bioplay of Igas.
That is true. I want to say though that Gogo Joey going straight into 2-2 upgrades here. This is going to be so important, right? Because if he can hit a 2-2 versus 1-1 timing with overwhelming numbers of Roaches and Ravagers versus Bio before they start kicking into those 2-2 in the 2-2 area themselves, he's going to have such an advantage, man. It's going to be absolutely insane. So this third base that Igas is going to be taking might become a point of contention and not too far. Sorry, not too long. As I mean, we're just seeing constant unit production out of Gogo Joey right now.
Indeed, he wants to focus on that, and I mean, he's been given that chance. He's got a healthy drone count. Igas hasn't been able to put any pressure on that, and I mean, he's floating minerals like crazy right now. He doesn't really have the production to spend it, it looks like. But here we go. Go Joey is looking to attack once again. Igas' tanks are very, very far out of position. Stim is complete, but you know, Marines, yeah,
they're not going to fare very well without combat shield. I really want to see him focus fire down these Ravagers. Two-pronged attack coming in on left-hand side, focus firing down those tanks. The Marine come on in, tries to save it, but no sir, all the siege tanks are gone. Artillery support is null, and Igas is in a lot of trouble. Picks up some of the remaining units right now, but there's just a wide open gap into towards the natural expansion. And Gogo Joey, he's going to go for the target fire there on the expansion for just a second, as Igas is trying to reconsolidate his troops. STV is being pulled off the line. Another siege tank finishes up as well, going to get sent straight into combat. This is looking very grim for the Australian Terran, who's down and about 65, 80 supply in this game. It's absolutely crazy.
This is not looking good, and Gogo smells blood in the water. He is just bringing all of his units across the map. Even if Igus does hold this by some miracle, it's not gonna matter as much because he's already taken so much damage. 25 workers already 25 workers already gone down. It's half the army supply, and this third base now is, like you said, a point of contention. It does look like Igus is starting to stabilize, however, even going for just the reinforcements, forcing the lift off, but 37 workers. 37 is never a number you want to lose as a Terran player.
Okay, this is good though. Takes that tank in the medevac, picks it up, pulls him back. So he's going to be able to get some support from that at least, get some of that vital splash damage. Needs to be careful to dodge these corrosive biles though. Banshee has been doing so much damage, but now the tank is exposed. He's going to end up losing it, and Iger's still so far behind in supply as all of these bio units are trickling out in low numbers. The medevacs are out of energy. They can no longer provide any of that staying power that is so fundamental to the Terran. Somehow, some way, Iger cleans up the last units here of Gogo Joey, but he's not out of the woods yet here, Pastor, because the fourth base is up and operational for Gogo Joey. He's at 65 workers, while Igus is down to a measly 28.
Yeah, Igus knows it too. He's going to look to move out, but he's going to retreat with his tail between his legs here once he sees this. He does have siege tanks in the back. He just got to make sure those Ravagers do not get in position to get on that, but they do. Like, there is just way too much here for Gogo Joey. I don't know. Is Igus going to be able to hold this? He may pull off another miracle here, but it's yet to be seen. Oh, no.
Again, this Banshee, 17 kills so far. Some of these workers getting caught up, but not too many lost just yet. The worker count still barely non-existent right now for Igus. He's lost all of his upgrade buildings, no armory, no engineering bays. And with the Zoe coming on top of his production, this is looking like the beginning of the end here in game number 5 on Belshire Vestige, as ESR holds on. Work is being pulled here in the last desperation move, and that is going to be all she wrote.
Yep, that has got to be it here. It looks like Ige is going to tap out here in a second. He is fighting for his life. He wants to finish this game, but unfortunately, it does not look like that's going to happen.
GG.
Wow. Is the comeback
I'm blown away. Yeah, man, dude, I am blown away. I did not see Gogo Joey being this impactful in this matchup. I thought that he was going to end up getting crushed, but wow. This definitely not what I expected.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Azur can close it out, or if Silky will make us go to the ace match. Wow.
Oh man, I mean, everything's on the line still because we are at match point, but I mean, both of these games, both Biostalk versus Caesar and Gogo Joey versus Igers, taking down two of, to me, some of the strongest contenders in this lineup for Devious metaDucks. So I'm somewhat surprised that we're seeing this result, actually.
Indeed.
Yeah, not what I really expected.
Yep, so we just need to find the last player in this. So Azur, if you are listening, we are waiting on you. Let's see. We got you as well. It looks like he is on the NA server doing the SEA weekly. That's the thing. A lot of these players, they're so passionate. They just play in multiple tournaments at once. It can make it a little bit of an issue, but
I hope it's all about that scheduling. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Man, I got up at like 7 this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of feeling as if I'm not alive. It's as if I'm watching myself in like a third-person perspective. It's kind of weird when you're casting and that sort of happens to you. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. As you can tell by my rampant stuttering and having to find out which words
Oh man, it's
I
so late for
use.
you, isn't it? It's like 5 a.m., right?
Yeah, it is 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. and I've been up since 5 a.m. So, ladies and gents, you get to see what
Christ.
happens when a man breaks.
Got that 1,000-yard stare.
I've seen
Happens to
some
the best of
things.
us. Oh man,
I'm like a
come
marine in
back.
that. I'm like a marine in that last game. I've seen things. I'm also not
But
alive to talk about them.
rather the Banshee, man.
Oh
Still
yeah, that
stayed alive at the end of that game.
yeah, that Banshee was almost a lifesaver in that first engagement. If that secondary attack hadn't come, if Go-Go Joey had kind of gotten loose feet, well, not loose feet, cold feet, and just
Cold feet.
backed off, then lot could have happened for Igas there. He's been very good. He's very good at his crisis management, but we are going to go for a small break while these players are getting their stuff together, obviously. So thank you guys for tuning in so far. We will be right back with game number 3.
The summer running through me, fill the air with a new hope, a new hope. Just let it be, cut the cords around me, never wanna hold me back. Give me that one song letting me reach out. It's been 11 years and I'm still home. Found the Garden of Eden, tired of the homeland, searching from the day I was born. I'm starting to forget how beautiful you are. What we